Welcome back to the news tonight. Now, India against corruption. Chennai is all set to conduct a referendum across the city over the next 10 days. It was inaugurated officially today by the social activist and member of the Jan Lokpal Committee, Arvind Kejriwal. Now, the aim of this referendum is to read the pulse of Chennai about the Lokpal bill and provide the people a voice in the matter. India Against Corruption, the body behind taking this referendum to people, aims at least covering 2 lakh people over the next 10 days.
Similar exercises are taking place all across the country. The government has been saying that this Jan Lokpal bill has been drafted by these 5 people and they cannot impose their wish on the rest of the country. This is completely wrong. The people of this country are overwhelmingly in support of Jan Lokpal bill. This has been proved by so many surveys by various media houses. Now a referendum has taken place in Maharashtra. Out of 1.25 lakh votes, 95% people voted in favor of Jan Lokpal. Similarly in Chennai, now the volunteers in Chennai are planning to reach out to 2 lakh voters in Chennai and ask them some basic questions about Jan Lokpal bill. And what position do they prefer? They will be asking whether they like the government's position or they like the Jan Lokpal bill position.
Now, moving on, we all know there is a Benjamin Spock's book to turn to when a baby turns colic. For those of you who feel that books like Chicken Soup for the Parent Soul simply don't tell you the half on parenting, here's some more coming from some of the city's top child counselors and neuro practitioners. My colleague Pratiksha Ramkumar brings you this insight. Often confused on how best to handle your child's tantrums, or worried why the second child is not walking as early as your older one did, or good heavens, not as smart as the neighbor's kid? Well, counselors tell you not to hit that panic button.
ஒரு common mistake parents என்ன பண்ணறதுனா தான் என்ன மாதிரி வளர்ந்தோமோ அந்த மாதிரி தம் குழந்தைகளை வளர்க்கணும்னோ, otherwise what I did not get my child has to get அப்படின்ற thinking இருக்கும்போது either too much of freedom or too little freedom.
In fact, if you want to be a smart parent, talk to your child. Don't scream or just lay down rules expecting them to be followed.
0 to 5 are the formative years where children learn about themselves, the world and people. So parents will have to be talking to them in a very encouraging manner, not giving them don't messages but converting them into do messages. Then they need to appreciate the efforts of the child.
In this session, what I learned is we have to understand about the ability of the child. And what I understood is we should be a child to the child and we should not be an adolescent to the child.
Nobody has come up with a perfect formula for bringing up children, but parents say sessions like the Roots to Fruits held this Saturday are good substitutes. In Chennai with Pratiksha, Evelyn Matthew for NDTV Hindu. Let's move over to some sports news. Now, if you were to have watched Pankaj Advani in the city play this evening, that is at the National Billiards Championships, you would have termed his winning chances as easy peasy. After having won the championships with just losing 2 frames in total, he seems to be aiming at breaking many records. Tonight, he beat Balachandra Bhaskar in 5 games to 1, despite having a best of 9 clash, and the last game being a classic, giving away just 2 points and making a century of his own. In straight play, 151 points was the record finish. The senior legend himself, Geet Sethi, finished 3rd in an easy round of billiards.
To that T20s test, of course. So to start off with, if you ever got the chance to jump out of this attire, which seems quite formal, except you're lacking the bow tie this time around, would you?
100%.
Okay, what would you choose then?
A sports jacket, t-shirt and jeans.
And the shoes?
Sneakers, absolutely casual.
So is that what you practice in then?
Yeah, I do practice in jeans and a t-shirt, but obviously when I'm going out then I like to put on a jacket to look the part.
Alright, now if you were to pick Chennai or Bangalore, which one would it be?
How do you put me in a spot over there? See, you know,
based on infrastructure.
I'll tell you what. I had a cold before coming over here and I had to get well soon before the tournament started. Actually, I still have a cold, but it's much better than before. And I thought actually Chennai was the perfect place because it's so hot over here. So it just took care of my cold. The moment I landed, I came out of the plane, I think my cold disappeared.
I think you're going to get away with that one. But best of 9, now you think that's going to be your advantage cleanly because you're a billiards player or a snooker?
This question again, you're making me choose between billiards and snooker. I have no answer to that. But
There
nine
must be a
helps.
choice. There must be a leaning towards one. There must be.
See, I've obviously tasted more success in billiards, so I'm not going to hide anything from you and say that I definitely prefer billiards over snooker in terms of, the fact that I've achieved so much. But snooker has its own challenges, so I'm not going to say that I prefer billiards convincingly over billiards, but over snooker. So maybe 51-49 in favor of billiards.
All right. What would distract you more, a mosquito on one of the balls you're going to play, or a bombshell walking past, possibly a model?
I wouldn't even look at that model, to be honest, when I'm playing. I really wouldn't. I would just give one glance and back to my game.
So you'd give a glance anyway?
I would give one glance, but I mean, I'm human at the end of the day. I'm not going to, if at the corner of my eye, if I see some, sexy looking girl, I'm not going to not look and just focus on my game. I'll just give one glance and come back. But I know how to do it. I've been there too many times, so I know how to get back my focus.
Well, considering Pankaj has an inkling of liking towards Chennai, maybe he should come over while we trade Vidya Pillai with Karnataka. That's all we have on the news tonight. But we are in the final leg of the grand awards that have judged the best of art, cuisine and living. Yes, the NDTV Hindu Lifestyle Awards, and voting hasn't stopped just yet. That international trip could still be yours, but we leave you with our final preparations from the NDTV Hindu family. Thanks for being with us. Good night.